in Louisiana, a 20-year-old man used Roblox and voice-changing technology to target young children.
Yeah, just completely predatory.
Right. He found them on a platform built like a digital playground, and then he seamlessly coerced them onto Discord to demand explicit photos and, extort them. The spaces we built for children have literally become hunting grounds for predators. Welcome to the debate.
Glad to be here. This is, it's an incredibly heavy topic today.
It really is. Before we dive into all of that, please take a moment to like, subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications.
Yes, definitely do that.
As a quick update, we continue to monitor the Martin Stevens v. OpenAI matter. It is important to note that this is still not a lawsuit. We remain in a voluntary quiet period at the request of Martin Stevens to allow time for any potential developments behind the scenes. At the time of this recording, we do not know whether any progress has been made. No settlement discussions or negotiations have been publicly confirmed. We can also report that the dead man's switch has not been activated, meaning Martin Stevens remains safe from both a physical and legal standpoint. We will provide updates if circumstances change.
Thanks for the update.
Of course. So, pivoting back to today's focus, these questions of digital liability and corporate responsibility, they aren't just theoretical legal arguments happening behind closed doors anymore.
No, they're playing out right now in places like Louisiana.
Exactly. Where predators are actively weaponizing platforms like Roblox. So today, we're looking at where the responsibility actually lies. Like, do we fix this through formal legislative frameworks, empowered parental oversight, and official law enforcement?
Or, do we recognize that those traditional tools are structurally failing? Because when tech giants profit from inherently unsafe architectures, I look at aggressive public exposure, lawsuits, and independent intervention as our necessary defense.
Right. Well, my read on this is that addressing the digital threat has to rely on systemic legal reform, not vigilantism. We are finally seeing real structural progress on that front.
You're talking about the new legislation?
Yeah, exactly. Look at Louisiana's Senate Bill 5-8, authored by Senator Patrick Kahn. It makes child grooming a standalone felony. And what's brilliant about it is exactly how it works.
It removes a physical abuse requirement, right?
Yes. It removes the requirement of physical abuse to charge an offender who is at least 4 years older than a minor. It legally captures the intent to commit a sex offense through manipulation or coercion alone. Combine that with Sheriff Jason Ard's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, which just legally and successfully arrested 11 individuals in a 3-day sting. That is how you build a durable safety net.
I hear that, I really do. But I just can't agree that state laws are moving fast enough. If we wait for the law to catch up to the algorithm, we're leaving kids completely exposed to platforms that structurally prioritize engagement over safety.
But the laws are catching up.
Too slowly, though. Take the Roblox Slep controversy. You have a 22-year-old YouTuber, Slep, conducting his own sting operations that actually led to arrests.
Independent stings, yes.
Right. And how did Roblox respond? They permanently banned him, sent a cease and desist, and threatened a lawsuit. They attacked the whistleblower while the predators just kept operating.
Yeah, that was a mess.
It's exactly why Louisiana Attorney General Liz Muriel filed a lawsuit against Roblox, calling it the perfect place for pedophiles. Without intense public pressure, these corporations just deflect and blame the parents.
Look, I will admit, Roblox's PR response to Schlepp banning the whistleblower, it looks terrible on paper. It's an awful look. But we cannot let bad corporate optics justify vigilantism. Platforms are implementing necessary tools.
Tools that barely scratch the surface, though.
Well, Roblox now requires parents to verify their ID with a credit card or state ID and link accounts to monitor their child's activity. As digital habits educator Katie Morse-LeBreton points out, parents just have to assume children are tech-savvy.
Okay, but how much can a parent really do?
She uses this analogy of teaching a kid to drive. The state builds the roads, right? The platform sets the speed limits, but the parent has to sit in the passenger seat and actively monitor the driving.
It's not just a road leading off a cliff, though. It's a highway where adults are allowed to drive in the exact same lanes as 10-year-olds on bicycles, with tinted windows and no license plates.
That's a bit dramatic.
Is it? The platform's very design.
The anonymous avatars and frictionless cross-platform linking, that is the hazard. Roblox acts as the top of the funnel because its colorful, blocky aesthetic builds immediate false trust.
Right, they get comfortable.
Exactly. But because Roblox is somewhat moderated, the predator's goal is to immediately extract the child to Discord, a platform built on private, encrypted servers where parents have almost zero visibility.
Which is, frankly, a terrifying migration.
Yes! We saw this with the arrest of 20-year-old Joseph Randall in Baton Rouge. He met a 14-year-old on Roblox and immediately coerced her onto Discord to demand photos. He did the exact same thing with a 15-year-old in Texas.
It happens incredibly fast.
So when the platform's architecture facilitates that initial connection so easily, putting the onus on parents to monitor linked accounts is useless. A predator bypasses those platform-level controls in 5 minutes just by saying, hey, add me on Discord.
But see, that cross-platform extraction you just described, that is exactly why we need official law enforcement conducting these investigations. When an investigation crosses from Roblox to Discord to Snapchat, it requires subpoenas, digital forensics, and interagency coordination.
Right, but the independent guys are getting results faster.
Are they? You brought up Schlepp and his independent stings. Roblox's head of security, Matt Kaufman, explicitly warned that vigilante groups impersonating minors normalize dangerous behavior on the platform.
Well, of course, the head of security would say that.
But he has a point. When untrained individuals start messaging suspected predators, they muddy the digital evidence. They tip off the predators. That makes it exponentially harder for actual prosecutors to secure a conviction without running into entrapment claims.
Yet Schlepp's actions led to 6 real-world arrests. The public recognizes the value of this, which is why the Free Schlepp hashtag exploded online.
A hashtag doesn't mean it's good legal practice.
No, but it got attention. It's why Representative Ro Khanna launched petitions demanding Roblox do more. Schlepp even tried to report this through official channels years ago and got absolutely nowhere.
I get the frustration, I do.
That proves the company won't change voluntarily. Independent action happens because the formal systems fail, which ties right back into your reliance on SB 58. It's great that Louisiana is the 14th state to make grooming a crime, but how do you actually enforce that law without access to the platform's proprietary data?
You enforce it because the definitions in SB 58 close the legal loopholes by defining grooming as pursuing an intimate relationship via manipulation or enticement. With the specific intent to commit an offense, prosecutors don't need physical evidence of abuse anymore.
Even if the predator claims they didn't know the exact age?
Exactly. The digital coercion itself is the crime. And look, Chris Hansen, who is famous for public exposure, proves this model works when done right.
Wait, Chris Hansen from television?
Yeah. In Livingston Parish, he didn't just go rogue. He collaborated officially with Sheriff Jessen Ard's task force. That's how you get convictions that actually stick in court.
Okay, but a safety net like that only catches the predator after the child has already fallen. It is entirely reactive. A.G. Murrell's lawsuit gets much closer to the root cause.
By suing the platform?
Yes. She argues that the platform itself failed to protect children. If a company faces billions in fines for building a space where grooming is easy, I guarantee you they will change their code overnight. Until you threaten their wallet with civil liability, state laws are just chasing ghosts.
Well, I think we clearly converge on the horrifying scale of this issue. Current standard moderation tools are drastically failing, and the threats are evolving way faster than typical safety protocols can handle.
Absolutely, we definitely agree on that. But we remain deeply divided on how to bridge that gap. I maintain that independent, community-led exposure forces corporate action when formal channels just stall out.
And I firmly believe that true justice requires formal task forces, structural legislation, and active parental responsibility, rather than risking ruined investigations through vigilante action. It just reflects the incredibly complex challenge of balancing corporate liability, parental duty, and the limits of the law in a borderless digital age.
It's a massive challenge, yeah.
I encourage everyone listening to continue exploring the source material we've discussed today, particularly the ongoing litigation against major platforms and how the definitions of a platform's duty of care are rapidly evolving in the courts.
We started today by looking at these platforms as digital playgrounds. But until the underlying architecture changes and until the financial incentives shift, we have to ask ourselves, are we simply building better fences, or are we still just inviting our children into a hunting ground?
If you found this episode valuable, please like, subscribe, share, follow, and turn on notifications. It helps us continue bringing you content like this and ensures you never miss future releases.